Good day, viewers, and welcome to NG24 News. More breaking news will be unveiled in a moment for your watching pleasure.
Bola Tinubu moves to block FBI, CIA, and other U.S. agencies from releasing confidential files as the October ending deadline looms. The Nigerian president's lawyers would work to file a full argument soonest in order to stand a chance of being able to argue any reliefs before the October 31st deadline. President Bola Tinubu is in yet another scramble to block records relating to him from being disclosed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Central Intelligence Agency, and other United States services. Court filings seen by People's Gazette showed Mr. Tinubu's lawyers in the U.S. have filed motions to appear in an ongoing Freedom of Information action brought against the U.S. organizations where records that may help answer questions about the president's real identity and decades-long endeavors are domiciled. Christopher Carmichael, one of the lawyers who represented Mr. Tinubu in the recent Chicago Records case, filed a motion, dated October 18, 2023, stating that he was a lawyer in good standing to appear in the case in the FOIA lawsuit underway in Washington, D.C., filing said. Pursuant to Civil Local Rule 83.2c, Brian A. Kerry moves for the admission and appearance of attorney Christopher Carmichael pro hac vice in the above-entitled action. Mr. Kerry, who practices in D.C., said on Mr. Carmichael's behalf. This motion is supported by the declaration of Christopher Carmichael. As set forth in Mr. Carmichael's declaration, he is admitted and an active member in good standing. What informed Mr. Tinubu's expectation that he could block U.S. agencies from complying with federal disclosure regulations remained unclear. Mr. Carmichael did not immediately return a request seeking comments, and the president's lead lawyer in the U.S., Oluwa Afolabi, told the Gazette he could not comment on the case until it has officially commenced. The lawyers would work to file a full argument soonest in order to stand a chance of being able to argue any reliefs before the October 31st deadline. Mr. Tinubu was alerted to the lawsuit when the Gazette reported on September 11 that the FBI had agreed to turn over 2,500 pages of response information on the Nigerian leader. The president was previously investigated for narcotics trafficking in the U.S. in the 1990s, during which he was compelled to forfeit $460,000 via a federal court order in Chicago. The FBI said it was planning to release the records before the end of October to Aaron Greenspan, the proprietor of Plainsight, a website that pushes anti-corruption and transparency in public service, the Gazette reported. Several other U.S. institutions, including the U.S. State Department, Internal Revenue Service, and Drug Enforcement Administration, have all indicated readiness to turn over thousands of pages of Bola Tinubu-related records. Mr. Tinubu's move came 2 weeks after he lost a fierce battle to block a federal court in Chicago from releasing his academic records to Atiku Abubakar, his main political rival in Nigeria. The school ultimately released the records, which showed that a certain Bola Tinubu was admitted into the school in 1977. Still, the school said it only assumed, based on a cursory look at records, that its former student was the Nigerian president, but also said under oath that it could not authenticate the certificate he used to run for office in Nigeria in June 2022. We have recently deactivated our website's comment provider in favor of other channels of distribution and commentary. We encourage you to join the conversation on our stories via our Facebook, Twitter, and other social media pages. Stay tuned for more scintillating and interesting news.